1973, The Battle Before the Storm, Muhammad Ali vs. Ken Norton. The year is 1973. The heavyweight division is alive, violent, and unpredictable, a Shark Tank where every man with a punch dreams of ruling the world. And somewhere near the top of that bloody food chain stands Muhammad Ali, the self-proclaimed greatest, the poet with fists of lightning and a tongue sharp enough to cut diamonds. Ali has been stacking up wins, piling bodies onto his resume like trophies on a shelf, all in pursuit of one goal, a shot at the undisputed WBA and WBC heavyweight champion, George Foreman, the newest monster on the block. Foreman was a mountain of muscle, a wrecking ball of a man who had recently destroyed Joe Frazier in 2 horrifying rounds. To earn that golden ticket against Big George, Ali had to prove he was still worthy, still dangerous, still the greatest. After 5 years of exile and the painful loss to Frazier, Ali was now on a mission of redemption. He was no longer the dancing, youthful magician who once floated around the ring like a butterfly and stung like a vengeful hornet. That man was gone, exiled by politics, slowed by time. What remained was an older, smarter, more calculating version of Muhammad Ali, a fighter who had traded a touch of speed for a mind sharpened by experience. But to get back to the throne, he would have to pass through a wall of fire, a man named Ken Norton. The challenger, Ken Norton, the jawbreaker. Ken Norton wasn't a household name, not yet. But among fighters, trainers, and gym rats, his reputation was fierce. Norton was built like a sculpture of intimidation, wide shoulders, granite muscles, and a stare that could curdle milk. He fought like a soldier on a mission, all business, no flash. What he lacked in fame, he made up for in ferocity. Norton was known for his power, grit, and granite chin. He wasn't the fastest or the most graceful, but he was relentless. His style was unorthodox, crab-like defense, high arms, twisting torso, and an overhand right that had ended many nights early. Still, he had yet to achieve that one monumental win, the victory that separates good fighters from legends. This was his chance. This was his war. If he could beat Muhammad Ali, if he could silence the loudest mouth in boxing, Ken Norton would go from contender to conqueror overnight. Ali, the second coming. Ali, meanwhile, was in the middle of a fascinating transformation. Once known as Cassius Clay, the brash, dazzling prodigy who humiliated Sonny Liston twice, Ali was now an older lion. The years of exile, the wars with Frazier, the political storms, they had taken something from him. The bounce in his legs wasn't as sharp. The reflexes weren't godlike anymore. But what he lost in speed, he gained in cunning. This new Ali wasn't just a fighter, he was a scientist of survival, a tactician who studied opponents like puzzles waiting to be solved. He could still dazzle the crowd, still play the villain and the hero in the same breath, but he knew that every fight now came with a question mark. Could his body keep up with his mind? Could he still stand tall against these younger, hungrier wolves? He once said, "I have a lot of endurance. When I'm through with Frazier, he'll need more insurance." But against Joe Frazier, in that brutal 1971 fight of the century, Ali had learned that endurance had limits. Frazier's vicious left hook, that leaping, looping bomb, had dropped him like a stone. And while Ali never made excuses, he understood, the new generation wasn't afraid of the greatest. Rebuilding the legend. After that loss, Ali didn't retreat. He didn't complain or demand justice. Instead, he did what champions do, he rebuilt. Fight after fight, city after city, he climbed the mountain again. He beat names like Jimmy Ellis, Mac Foster, Jerry Quarry, and Floyd Patterson, reminding the world that while he might be older, he was far from finished. Each win was another brick in his comeback wall, another piece of the myth reforged. 10 fights. 10 wins. Ali was proving that his hunger was real, that his glory days weren't behind him. But destiny, as always, had one more test to throw his way. March 31, 1973, San Diego.